Hey, we are live. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining Pamela and I for our dynamic duo Oracle card reading. Today, we're going to do like we normally do and just read for the collective, and whatever needs to come up, we will read. So, we thank you all for being here. If this is your first time being here with us, we appreciate you. Like and subscribe and hit the bell so you get the notifications when we're going live, because these are live in real time Fridays, usually between 3:30 ish Pacific Standard Time. Sometimes we do it a little later, just kind of all depends on our day and when I get off of work. So it's kind of a hit or miss sometimes. So we are going to do the card reading for the collective, and it's going to be a big message. I feel like
Yeah, they're both starting to yawn.
we're yawning. My tummy's upset. I don't know if everybody else has kind of been feeling kind of ucky and kind of drained a little bit. Just not like exhausted, but just kind of like, whatever. That's kind of how I feel. So let's see what cards we need for today. Okay. So let's see. We got Keepers of the Light. So this one by Kyle Gray. And do we need any more? Oh. Okay, give me this one. Okay. And then do we need any more? Okay, no. So do we just need one from each deck? So does Pamela need any? No? Okay, so just these two. Okay, so we got the Keepers of the Light and then Gateway Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. And I'm getting that we just need one card from each. So let's see what we have. Ooh. These are really deep yawns, so there are lots of things processing today. Lots of things going on in the world. Things happening behind the scenes that most people aren't even aware of. So if you are feeling tired or lethargic, or sometimes you can even feel a little cranky or irritable, it could just mean that you're picking on some of the collective energy that's out there right now. And if you start to feel like that, you can send it back. Just say, I send this back with consciousness awareness. Attached to you, and you'll feel much better. All right. So, thank you, Angels, for letting us know what we need to know now. I love this Keepers of Light Oracle card because we are all keepers of the light. And so, give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. So let's figure out what card we're going to pass.
I think it's so funny. It's like you can be doing and nothing and nobody's around you. And as soon as you get on to do one of the lives, it's like magnets. Boom.
I'm like, what? Well, I had my earphones in, so my son was talking, but I thought he was talking to me. He was, and he was talking to my daughter. So I was like, are you talking to me? No? Oh, okay. Okay, so we are going to pick one of these Keeper of the Light cards. You might hear some grandbabies in the background screaming.
Mm-hmm.
So this is I think it's Hilarion, divine healing. I think we all need divine healing right now, like the whole world. It says honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal, and your light can support others. And I think this card fits perfectly what's going on today. It's actually so this card just seeing it, and I'll show you guys here in a second. Just seeing it in reading the description, or the main description, it almost makes me so emotional, just knowing what's happening in the world and what's about to happen, and just knowing that we are that light for others. And if you've been directed to this channel, you're that light too. And Pamela and I are here to support you you all. And so we encourage you to reach out if you're needing some support, because it's going to be pretty crazy the next few weeks. So here it is.
Cool.
So we can all imagine putting on that green cloak of healing around us. Well, we'll see if I can get through a reading without yawning. I've already yawned like 10 times. It won't stop.
But we know that when that's happening, we're just shifting a lot of energy around,
Yeah,
right?
we're shifting so much energy. Okay, so it says Hilarion, I think it's Hilarion. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me. Is a spiritual master who lived in the Middle East during the 4th century. At the age of 15, he felt the call to go to the retreat of Saint Anthony in the Egyptian desert. This was busy with people needing healing. So after a while, he went back home with some monks. During that time, his parents passed away, and it is said that Hilarion was so devoted to service, he gave all their estate to his brothers and the poor. For the rest of his life, he lived as a hermit. Okay, he lived as a hermit in a cave and was said to perform miracles with this prayer and touch, with his prayer and touch. To this day, he is dedicated to healing, but he also helps spiritual people who feel overly sensitive to overcome their challenges and integrate with the normal world. That's a lot of us. We're so sensitive to energy, and so this is a perfect card for all of us. So the extended meaning of this message is the world can seem overwhelming to you, and it's okay to retreat to a safe place, safe space every now and then to cleanse and recharge your energy. You may feel called to serve others or share your healing with them, but please ensure you are filled up with light, love, and energy first, so that you are not sacrificing your own development for others. You are surrounded by the healing light of Hilarion and the healing angels at this time, so that you can recharge and feel whole. Excuse me.
I think other things that's important, especially for people who are new to realizing that they're a healer or light worker, is that when you're healing someone else, you're not taking their dis-ease or whatever is energy wise onto yourself. That's not how you heal somebody else, right? You're healing them through it, love and stuff. And if there's any dis-ease in their body or any energy wise, you always want to send that back to the Mother Earth to be able to be recycled and not take it upon yourself, and that's a hard lesson sometimes for people to learn, especially if they're empaths, not to absorb that into yourself, because you don't have to heal someone by taking their stuff on.
So, what would you tell our listeners on how to protect themselves from, like absorbing other people's energies? What are some things that we could do?
I think it depends on, like, if you're someone who works with the elements. So if you think about what the element is for you, like my heart, he does water's his element. So he always surrounds himself with just the water flowing over him. Fire is more my element, so I have a ring of fire that's around me. So the whole thing is just to take that, so the energy goes in. For some people, they put themselves in a bubble. So it's whatever you feel comfortable with. I know for me, like for a long time, when I first was starting as an adult, 'cause I learned as a child how to do it, but I had not learned not to take the energy on. So, because my grandmother who was teaching me, um, she transitioned, and I never got that final lesson of, you do the healing, but you don't take that energy in. And so I didn't know that. And so as an adult, people were trying to teach me how to. And so they kept saying, oh, make a bubble, make a bubble. Well, to me, bubbles are playful and they're light, so that wasn't working for me. And so it was really funny, because I called them one morning, because I had this huge dream, and I saw this cauldron, and it was just had all this cotton candy flowing out of it, and the energy and stuff. And so I told her that Okay, cotton candy, huh? It's like, because so, and I'm saying that to say that everybody's different, and what works for one person may not work for you. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. But if you have that understanding and you just know what resonates with you. So for some people, it's being just envisioning themselves being connected to the earth and letting Gaia take that energy back in, right? For some people, it's being connected to the moon energy. So you'll, if you just think about it, just let yourself kind of sit quietly and see what resonates with you, because there's not a one way only, one size fits all, right? But the biggest thing is just to remember that you don't want to take that energy or that disease into yourself.
Very good examples for all of us. So I did pull the next card, and this is the Gateway Oracle cards. And this one is Believe in Magic. So the true magic is abounding in my life.
Cool.
So okay, believing in magic. So card meaning. It is indeed a magical universe. Spiritual dimensions and mystical realms are only a thought away. The key to opening those doors is to trust in something you cannot see or hear. You can have doubts, yet still believe in a vast and mysterious universe where signs, symbols, and coincidences reveal secret messages. Even if your faith is the size of a mustard seed, magic can abound. Believe. Uh-oh, hold on. I look over, my grandson's like in the window. I'm like, does somebody want to get the baby? Anybody? Okay, so the universe wants you to know some things are true, even if you don't believe them. It is hard to comprehend how something as heavy as a jumbo jet can fly, but it does. When you make an overseas call, it's hard to believe that your voice travels into space and bounces back, but it does. And it's sometimes hard to believe that angels are looking over you, but they are. Here's to believing in magic. So question yourself, how can I access even more magic in my life? What is the most important way for me to step into true magic? If I truly believe in magic, in what ways would my life be different?
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, on one of my email signatures, I have the saying is credenda vitas, and it means it's Latin, but it interprets basically into believing is seeing,
Mm,
right? Because if you believe in something, and we talk about that when we're doing our visioning, right? When you're
yeah.
doing your vision boards and you're putting out there, you're believing in something that you don't have yet, as if you do have it. You're putting that energy out there.
Yeah.
And so it's not that I have to see it to believe it. No, because if you have to see it to believe it, you're probably not going to get it, right?
Yeah, well, that's just like that's like when people say, "Oh, I believe in God," and some people say, "Well, I have to see it to believe it." And it's like, well, you can't see God. I mean, you can see God in everything if you choose to look from that perspective.
Right.
But most visual people can't see. You just have to know that it's there.
And the understanding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I think those are two really great cards for what we're going through, and
Yeah.
it right now is a magical time, and we can magically create the life of our dreams. Um, have to focus on it, and we have to write it out. And then last night was the full moon,
Hmm.
right? And it's going into Leo, so it's all about creation. You're getting into your creativeness, um, and birthing new plans. And so that's another way to, create the magic within all of us, is to go deep within, connecting to your womb space, that feminine energy that we all have, and getting divine messages um,
Yep.
in that way. So all very, very good. Very, that was the whole reading. There wasn't anything else it's small but powerful.
Right. Thank you guys for being with us, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes or so with the rest of our crew today.
Yeah.
And I don't know what our topic is that we're discussing yet, but it'll be something wonderful because it always is.
I think I think we're going to do some healing for the collective again, but some of those lower vibrational healings and releasing some of that. Whatever pops up, I think, is whatever needs to be released for everybody.
So we will see you guys soon, I hope. And again, if there's something you want to see covered, please leave it in our chat. Let us know. Yeah. And we'll definitely talk about it.
Yeah.